what the bagel weight should be. So these just got finished being rolled. We'll cover them so that yeast is activated and it's starting to make these bagels rise. And in about an hour, they'll be ready to go inside the fridge. Proofing is the rising of the dough. It is probably the most important part of any baking. It's how it's set up before it gets to the oven. It is what makes the rollers so good here. They are so educated on temperatures in the air, the feel of the dough, that their proofing is so spot on. So right now these bagels are ready to go in the fridge. You kind of feel the heat coming off of these. So that's where they need this refrigeration to stop that process. A good bagel needs at least 24 hours of refrigeration. That is probably one of the most important parts of the bagel. Each of these racks hold over 1,000. So right here alone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 7,000 bagels. And we have 2 other fridges to look at. People that own bagel stores don't have as much refrigeration, so their turnover has to be a lot quicker, and they don't have that time to proper ferment that dough. We are able to turn it over like that. So we're gonna pull out a new rack. So we're gonna open these up just to release some of the frost that's inside. If you put these in right away, the bottoms of the bagels will start blistering a little bit. So you want to let them get into the room temperature so it'll help the process and make the bagel be up to my par. And we can kind of come here and start this process. Now, why do I smack it? You want to get it off those boards. And I'm an attention grabber, so I always like to make noises. So a lot of people these days, they'll put them in an oven, a steam oven. That will produce bagels a lot faster, a lot cheaper also, but we're more into the traditional way of making. If you look at a bagel off of or out of the fridge, there are creases, but they're not prominent. If you look in here, you're gonna start seeing the lines of the bagels start to come out a lot more. That means it's getting closer to getting out of that kettle. If you under kettle a bagel, the bagels will tend to look like a baseball. If you over kettle a bagel, they'll come out too big and the crust won't be as crispy. It's a feel on the paddle. It takes a lot of understanding to get it right. I'm a type of person of a trial and error guy. It's just who I am. And you learn by your mistakes. Mistakes are a good thing to happen when you learn from them. After 40 years, we're still getting better. We season both sides of bagels. We're making everything. We're making sesame. Right in front of us is, again, the heart and soul of our business. It's my middle B Marshall, 1947. A lot of people know Marshall as Marshall amps. Jimi Hendrix played behind a Marshall amp. The Doors, you know. We originally built this store in 1980, towards the end of the year. We officially opened it in 1981. So it makes this oven being used 40 years old. It's a 6-shelf carousel. Each shelf can fit up to 96 bagels. I also tell the guy running the oven, you're the heart here. You're the commander of the ship. Everybody's kind of watching that bagel baker and seeing what's going on here. It is the heart and soul of our store, for sure. Everybody will ask me these questions. When, how much, this and that. And the answer I tell them when it's ready. It's a look, it's a touch, it's a smell. That's when it's ready, when it's right. What we're doing right now is flipping the bagel because we bake on slate. Well, the boards are made so the bagel don't stick and also to season the bagel. Now, the big question you haven't asked is how hot are these slates? One thing I tell everybody if they come and ask me for a baking job, I tell them to roll up their sleeves. And if you don't got burns, you're not a good baker. So we're gonna take the sesame out first. Oh, baby, very sesame. Look at that. Look at that nice soft dough, nice crisp crust. And I never could stop eating them. Oh, nice and toasty. Those are the everything. Sesame, salt, onion, poppy, garlic. I love the everything bagel. That's my favorite. Those are the blueberries. Look at those beautiful bagels. I mean, you could smell it through the camera. That's really one of the keys of Utopia's success. You can walk in here at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and get a hot bagel out of the oven. It's one of the things where you won't find in any other store in the city. Most people are turning off their ovens 10 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock the latest. We're open till 6 at night, and then once we close the doors, we'll bake sometimes until 11, 12 o'clock at night. Hot, fresh bagels. This is where we prep most of the sandwiches. So the Worth It bagel is cream cheese on a bagel. We chose the everything bagel. Capers, red onion, tomatoes, and then we're gonna slice some fresh Nova on it. Open it up for them, Jojo. Look at that. We develop our sandwich board. We have over 30 different sandwiches here. We have a lot of cool names. Again, I like old school stuff, so everybody has what's called the Godfather sandwich, but I do an Italian stallion. I'm a big fan of the Nova, the lox, but I love to put whitefish salad. Nova, red onions, tomatoes, a little bit of capers on that nice, hot, crispy everything bagel. Out of this world. Over here, we do a big business with Fresh Direct. So this is our everything bagel. And these are packaged fresh. Then we'll freeze them. We actually do ship to the West Coast through a company called Goldbelly. So all 50 states we're able to ship. We don't put any preservatives in our bagels. So that's why we'll bake them early in the morning. We'll package them up and we'll ship them through UPS and you'll get them on your doorstep the next day. Now, one of the biggest accomplishments is we've fed about 40 families throughout this pandemic.